Hi there, Kimberly here. Just wanted to address some questions I've been asked. I've been asked a few times, did I always know I was a light worker? And the answer to that question is no, I didn't always know that I was a light worker. And in fact, for many years, I really resisted the title. It sort of made me cringe in a way. And I think it was part of me resisting my purpose or resisting my potential, or perhaps just not fully owning what that title meant. I certainly always knew I was very intuitive, and from when I was very young I used to be able to feel and know what other people were thinking and feeling, and very often what I picked up on from them on the inside didn't match what they were presenting on the outside. And of course, as a child, that's very confusing. I didn't know what that meant, and I seemed to have an instinct about the whole mind body spirit connection and how to bring people into alignment where the inside didn't match the outside. And my young naive attempts to speak to the truth of who I saw people as usually backfired. And I realised when I was very young that people who weren't ready for it didn't like to be seen. They didn't like to be called on things that were going on inside them. But I didn't know that. I just quite innocently went in and with love and was saying, I can see you, I can see you. And of course, you learn pretty quickly when you're that age and when the adults react quite strongly that, okay, that's not a good thing to do. And eventually I learned different skills, and you go through your own processes and your own healing and your own pain, and then the wisdom comes and you realise, oh, okay, I need permission to go there. I need permission to look into somebody else's soul, and even just into their energy body, into their emotional body. You need permission. And having a psychic gift or an intuitive gift, it's not enough of itself. There needs to be wisdom there, and kindness and compassion and respect for people's boundaries. And those are things I learnt the hard way, getting a bit bruised and my ego really being challenged and my own boundaries being challenged. And bit by bit those things started to come into place and make sense. One of the main things that started to happen was I met people that reflected me back to me. They helped me to know myself and show me to me, and started realising there were certain themes and certain ways that I seemed to make people feel. And I thought, okay, there's something in this, there's something about this. And this ability to connect with those parts that people perhaps aren't ready to show, or they are ready to show but they're a bit afraid, can really open people's hearts. That's what I noticed, is that people tend to feel very calm and very relaxed around me, and when I'm really on and I'm really doing my work and I'm really in the flow, I open people's hearts. Now that either results in people overflowing me with love and appreciation and recognition and validation, and that's all very nice and it's wonderful. I truly appreciate it, I honour it. My ego likes it too, of course, at times. But even more interestingly sometimes is the strength of the reactions that I get, which are negative. We could call them negative, which again is just somebody's heart being opened or their truth being challenged. But if they don't know that's what's going on, then they can project it onto me, which again, it's one of my life lessons. I'm getting the hang of that. I'm learning to understand what isn't mine and what is my responsibility, and so on and so forth. So for me, that's been the process of working out that I'm a light worker, that there's something about my energy or something about what I'm here to do that triggers a healing in people, that triggers an opening of their heart. And it was actually a friend of mine who for many years has just courageously described herself as a light worker and puts it down on all of her application forms and all sorts of things, that really triggered something in me. And I thought, I need to own this. I might not fully know what it means, but my life has shown me, my relationships have shown me, the good and the bad in my life have shown me that I'm on a particular path, and it hasn't been easy. But the word just resonated with me, and so I started reading books about what Lightworker meant, and there aren't many out there that really capture my type of light worker, which is why I'm writing one now, because I've met lots of light workers who are in my resonant family. When I say my type of light worker, we resonate, we have a lot in common. So that's a little bit for you about me sort of realising when I was a light worker. I suppose it was really 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, when the word really settled in. I've consciously been on this path for about 12 years following the death of my mother, which triggered a strong awakening. I'll share more about that story in another video. Consciously on the path for about 12 years, started out as a healer about 20 years ago. So it's something that happens gradually, and I want to say to anyone out there who believes they might be a light worker, don't worry about the label too much. It's a way of understanding things about yourself, and perhaps a way of finding other people like you so you can get that support and get the information and the inspiration and the tools that you need to align with your soul path. But don't worry too much about the label. It's not meant to limit you or restrict you in any way. Everyone's incredibly unique and beautiful and different.